Hi everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Kelly. And today I'm going to talk about amazing benefits of bentonite clay. There's a lot of different sources of bentonite and a lot of different kinds. There's a lot of different medicinal clays in general out there, just tons of different clays. My personal favorite is bentonite, and there's a lot of different brands. My personal favorite brand is Red Desert Clay. I'm Perfectly Healthy. This one is a little bit older. I mean, it doesn't expire, it lasts forever, but I've had this one for a little while, and I went to order more, and this is now what the current one looks like. In case you're trying to find it, it's going to look a little bit different. Bentonite, when you hear about bentonite, the first thing that most people think is, isn't that used in retention ponds? Yeah, it is. Bentonite is found in the mountains. It's found all over the country, Wyoming, Montana. This red is primarily comes from Arizona, which gives it that red color. But this is by far my favorite. Now, what is bentonite good for? It's good to take internally, and it's also good externally. It's a detoxifier. If you're taking it internally, you have to make sure that you're getting it from the right source and that it is meant to take internally. Don't just go and buy whatever you think and start taking it. You've got to do a little bit of research, which is why I like to talk about these two, because I absolutely love this brand. I've been getting her products. I called and spoke to her on the phone several years ago. I've probably been getting this for over 10 years now, almost close to 15 years. Now, bentonite is really good at alkalining your body. If you have acid problems and whatnot, it's really good for acid reflux and whatnot, and just really good at detoxifying. And now how and why? Well, it absorbs stuff, and it can absorb a ton more than what its weight is once it's mixed with water. So what you do, you always use glass. Don't use anything but glass. Why? When you use plastic and whatnot, it is so powerful that it can pull plastic and it can pull metal out of spoons. So when I use bentonite, I always get a glass container. I add a little bit, and then I add the cleanest water that I have access to, and I usually use a chopstick or my finger to stir it. Do not use a plastic spoon or a metal spoon, because it will pull that into the clay. Now, as far as detoxifying and taking it internally, you want to start slow. The first time you use it, it might make you feel a little off if you have a lot going on in your body. If you're already super healthy, you might not notice much of a difference. But as you're drinking it too, I mix about 1/4 of a teaspoon to start and slowly build up to maybe a teaspoon once a day, and add it to a glass of water, and I slowly drink it. And not only is it amazing inside once it gets, inside, but as it's going through your mouth, it's going to pull plaque off of your teeth. It's going to pull bacteria out of your mouth. Back in the day, this is what Native Americans used when they had toothaches and whatnot. They would take bentonite and mix it with a little bit of water and put it on their tooth pain and let it sit there until it dried for a day or two, and rinse, and it has that power of pulling that bacteria out. It's so amazing. I love bentonite so much. And as far as externally, what I really love with bentonite is it's one of the best face masks you can ever use. It is unbelievable. You just put it on as a mask and rinse it off. And if your skin is really bad, use it maybe 3 or 4 times a week until your skin starts to get better. And then maybe use it once a week. Absolutely, absolutely love bentonite for skin health. And then also, as far as internally goes, with bentonite, it is so strong that it's really important that you don't take bentonite within, I would say, 3 hours before or after you take any kind of a pharmaceutical or any kind of medicine of any sort, because it's so strong that it will bind to that and it'll pull it out, and you won't get the benefits of the medication you were taking. So that is something that you do want to be cautious about when you're taking bentonite. Another really cool thing with bentonite is a first aid kit. A lot of scientists and a lot of people that work in the field have bentonite in their first aid kits. Why? because of the pulling mechanism, as well as it can filter and clean water similar to charcoal. So if you're in the middle of the nowhere and you have to drink water and you're questioning it, mix it with some bentonite and use the bentonite to kind of filter it. Wait a little bit and then drink the water, and it will help pull some of that garbage out of there, and bacteria and whatnot. Also, if you're hiking or in the middle of nowhere and you get bit by an infectious bug or snake, whatnot, obviously you need to get to a hospital. But if you're unable to do that, you take bentonite and you add a little bit of water and make it into almost like a peanut butter consistency, maybe not quite that much, and you put it on the wound or wherever you got bit and let it sit there and dry. And as it dries, it will literally pull the venom and whatnot out of your skin and help you. It could potentially save your life until you're able to get to a hospital. So it's pretty cool that way. And another cool fact that a lot of people are unaware of with bentonite is now, but even back in the day, when animals on farms got sick, they used to go down to the creek and kind of, a lot of people are like, oh, they want to be alone, they're sick. Well, yeah, that's true. A lot of animals, when they're sick or dying, they tend to go to be alone. But you'll often see sick animals on farms that go down to creeks in certain areas. Why? Oftentimes there's bentonite in that creek and whatnot, and they instinctively know to consume that to help if they have a stomach bug going on or bacteria in their body. It'll help absorb that and make them feel better. So you'll often notice that they'll go down there for a day or two and hang out, and then they come back and they're better. I've personally witnessed that on one occasion, and it's pretty awesome. Bentonite is unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed this information and have a great day.